Hello, welcome to my first little editing video thing that I am doing. For my first video, I wanted to cover this new little thing that got added to Premiere Pro for Adobe. If you are not an Adobe user, I apologize. I'll try to make other videos in the future that branch out into the other software, but we're doing a Premiere because this thing is specifically in Premiere. So, there you go. And this is all about subtitles. For those who are video editors or have done video editing in the past and have tried their hand at subtitles, you may know that making subtitles is not a piece of cake. Until now. Before, the process to making subtitles was you go into the video, click on the screen somewhere, put a little whatever in there, then you gotta go in, and you gotta say, hey, I want the font to be whatever. I'm gonna use Arial Rounded because I like that. And then you fill in your stroke. We'll make the stroke my shirt color. Add a bit bigger. Something like that. Then do a little shadow as like a bonus stroke. This is a fairly common style that is used in a lot of VTuber clips and whatnot. Something sort of like this. Then you gotta make sure you go in here. Gotta position the anchor points in the center, position the text where you want it, and then you make a little animation to pop it. Five, 1, 2, 95, 2, 100. Like that. That was how you used to do subtitles. This is one of the simplest ways. I have discovered many ways of doing subtitles by hand, none of which are easy. They get very monotonous, and it can be kind of a pain in the butt. But, I said but twice. There's a new way to do this, and it is so much easier. So one of the first things you're going to want is this kind of style that we have here. If you want to use this in every future video, you're going to want one of these, and making this will be something I cover in another video, but it will really help, trust me. You'll see. So first, you go over to this little window, and you go into Captions and Graphics. It'll open up this page. You go over to Transcript. I already made a transcript because I've been making several versions of this video, several takes. You know how it is. And you go in here, and you click on transcribe. Usually there'll be a big blue button around here that says create transcription, so you can click on that wherever. Then you choose your language, whether or not you have multiple speakers. There's just me in this, but the multiple speakers thing can be very useful, although I highly recommend that you be careful when it comes to gameplay because it will count gameplay dialogue as another speaker, and you'll need to do a little bit more fine-tuning there. But it's great for working with collabs and things with multiple VTubers. It can capture that really well. You will need to organize it, but it's usually pretty good. If you have your clip tagged as dialogue, you can work with that. I don't have mine clipped as tagged as dialogue right now because I had to start over and I forgot to redo that. Doesn't matter because this works fine too. You can select which track the audio is going to be on. So if you have separate tracks for each individual member in a video, if you have multiple people, if you're making something like that, that could be amazingly valuable. Just a hint. And then you hit transcribe, and it renders the audio and all that. Works through this. Give it a minute. All right, and then it pops open. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice is not perfect. For example, right here, I was saying filler, but I cut off. Now, to be fair, listening back, it read it pretty well. It does sound like I said villa. All right. Here's a filler video for it It doesn't do uhs and ums very well, so be careful with those. And it sometimes will count sighs, breaths, coughs as a word when it like auto tracks through this. It's not auto tracking for me anymore. I don't know why. It was last night. But oh well. It is what it is. It's not like it's a big deal. So you can go in here and kind of change things up a bit. I need to make sure my fingers are on the right keys. So something like this. And then you click on this and you go into create captions. It'll open up this little pop-up menu. From there, you can, if you have a specific subtitle thingamabobber, you can go with that. I don't have mine imported right now, so it's just subtitle default. Change the format of which subtitles they are. You can change style, which I have my style imported, so we're going with my subtitle style. And then you select how many maximum characters. 10 to 15 is usually what you go with, because that will help it limit it to 1, 2, 3 words per thing, which is the norm. I haven't messed around with minimum duration or gap much. If you want to experiment with that, I definitely will myself. Go for it. I don't know what it does, so we're sticking with default. I would recommend single line. Double line doesn't look very good normally. And you can always make a double line yourself if you need to. Then create captions. It does the same loading bar. And here you go. As I said, it is separating them into 1 or 2 words. It does this pretty much no matter what. But you can fix this up a bit. So, example, I want this to be up here, right? You just go up here, you click this button. Unless it does this again, which is a good thing to bring up. So sometimes this menu will not work. Anyone who works with Adobe or other softwares will know when there's an update, it doesn't always work as well as you want. Adobe does this all the time, sadly. They have great stuff, but they don't always do it the best anyway. Sometimes you'll have to close it, reopen it. And once it's reopened, it should... Yep, there it is. Works like a charm. Now we will need to hide... Hold on. Where's my... Oh. Can't see it. Okay. Hide that. It's not in the way. Now there's a big break between the and video, so I'm going to create a second one. Then we go into this first one, delete video, go into the second one, and delete everything else. Okay, like that. Now you will need to go in here, and you got to cut things up and move them around to where the audio starts and stops and all that jazz. Move this, select this, remove this one here. And cut it down to, shrink this down, cut it down to about right there. Right? So I would need to go in and adjust that a bit, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're mostly worried about the fact that I did this in like 2 minutes. And all I need to do is there's a little bit of monotony still, but all I need to do is just make sure everything's lined up. That's only one step that I need to do. I cut out 2 or 3 other steps. Pretty good already. Now, of course, you can go in here. Let me move my big head. You can go in here. You can change all of the the fill, stroke. You can change all of this stuff. Got the subtitle style here. You can create your own style and all of that jazz. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And then, if you want to add an animation to it, all you gotta do, select everything. I could probably have zoomed out. Hold on. Zoom out, select, and then you go up to this top menu here, which you can't see in the recording because reasons, I'll include it later. You click on the option Graphics and Titles, and click Upgrade Caption to Graphics. And poof, there you go. Now you just switch to the Editing tab, go in here. You will still need to adjust the anchor point for an animation if that's what you need to do. Then go in here, 1, 2, 2, 5. Probably should do a different one because I'm gonna need a different animation for that one because it's short. But let's go in. Let's do this one. Right, like that. 1, 2, 2, 125, 1, 2, 95, 1, 2, 100. That. Right? And then all you gotta do is select this, copy it, move on to the next one, change the anchor point, and paste. And poof, there you go. This cuts down time spent on subtitles by so much. So much. And it is so nice and convenient that anybody can do this. Congratulations, if you have a very short video with very simple subtitles, you no longer need to go hire somebody to make this for you. You can make this yourself very easily now, so long as you have Adobe Premiere Pro. Yeah, that's limiting, but hey, maybe I'll go into other softwares. Maybe some other video editors have something similar, and we can experiment with more of those, get more options. And maybe there's other things you want to see, other hints, ideas, tips and tricks. Anything you want to see, feel free to let me know. I'll make a video on it. I hope this helps. I hope that whatever project you're working on, whether you're a full editor yourself or just a regular content creator without the time, who doesn't have the money to hire somebody for it, hope this helps you. Get your stuff out there and have fun. Bye-bye.